Good morning. Welcome to our daily devotion. It is Thursday, November 19th. Thank those of you that continue to be loyal to these devotions. It just amazes me how many of you choose to watch them to grow in your faith. I'm honored, and I pray that God uses these to help you to grow in your faith. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Serena. We're in John 21. I'm going to read one verse. It says, when they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than these? Yes, Lord, he said, you know that I love you. Now, a few things here that you would just overlook if you were just reading this probably on your own. Good morning, Roz. Notice he says, Simon, son of John. My granddaughter's birthday was yesterday. Roz, thank you for what you made for her. She loved it. She thought it was funny, cute. Morning, John. Morning, Rose. Morning, Veronica. Morning, Marcy. Marcy, you've been so loyal. Wow. Um, when her mom talks to Josephine, she just says Joe. Sometimes when she's a little more upset, she'll say Jojo. But when she's really upset, what does she say? Josephine Plante, or Graham, I'm sorry. Josephine Graham. When you're upset with someone, you say their whole name. So what does Jesus say here? Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than these? And what does he mean when he says more than these? What do you mean? Well, it's more than these fish. So do you remember when in our readings prior where Peter denied Jesus 3 times? Remember, said Jesus told him before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times, because Peter said, I will never deny you, and then he does 3 times. Well, now Jesus is going to reinstate John. He's got to bring him back in, okay? But he's going to do it with heavy words like Simon, son of John. Do you love me more than these? More than these fish that you just caught? Remember, Jesus had died, and they said, what did Peter say? I'm going back fishing. Same place where Jesus found him, a fisherman fishing, and he went back to fishing. After all, Jesus was gone. Let's go back fishing. And then Jesus helps him to catch an abundance of fish. And Jesus asks Peter, do you love me more than these fish? So what do you think Jesus would ask you if Jesus were to, Veronica, Alicia Hernandez, what would he ask you? John Jimenez, what would he ask you that whether you loved that more than him? What are the things in your life? What about your work? For those of you that still have a job, that are still working, how much time and effort do you put into the work you do compared to how much time you put with Jesus? Does your work come, would Jesus say, do you love me more than your job, more than what you do? What about your spouse or family? Wow. Listen to this one. This is tough reading here. Matthew 10:37, Jesus says, anyone who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And anyone who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jesus is asking you, asking me, do you love your spouse more than me? Do you love your children more than me? Do you love your parents more than me? This is tough words. Now, of course, Jesus wants us to love them also, but what he's saying here is same thing he said to Peter. But do you love me more than these? Do you love me more than... let me just share. Last night, as you know, was my granddaughter's birthday. And they went hiking because she wanted to do on her birthday. And it kept getting later and later. And I'm thinking, wow, we're supposed to eat tonight. We're supposed to have cake. We're supposed to give her presents. We're supposed to sing happy birthday to her yet. And the time kept clicking away. And it was getting closer to crash. And I was torn. I was torn between saying, sorry, I have to leave and go upstairs and not not sing happy birthday to her, not give her my present, to go upstairs to do crash. I was torn. I was torn. And so what Jesus wanted to know was, how much do I love him? How much do I love the work that he's given me to do? And I love it. I love it. It was hard for me to not do crash last night. It was really hard because I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I want to serve Jesus. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Emma. I want to do everything I can for him, and it hurt that I missed it. How about material possessions? You all have certain things that you own. Does that ever come before Jesus? Listen to 12:15 in Luke. In Luke, says this. Jesus said, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed, for a person's life does not consist in the abundance of their possessions." Don't be holding on to your possessions like that's more important than Jesus. Jesus wants to be first, wants to be ahead of even your possessions. That's why he says in 1 John, I should have put my marker there. In 1 John 2:15, he says this, "Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in them." Don't love the things of the world more than you love Jesus. Michelle. Morning, Michelle. Jesus wants to be ahead of everything, even your friends. Even your friends. Jesus wants to be more important than your friends. In 15:15 it says this. Jesus says, "I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you my friends. For everything that I have learned from my Father, I have made known to you." Jesus calls his disciples his friends. In 15:14, he says this, "Greater love has," "You are my friends if you do what I command." Jesus wants to be your best friend. He literally wants to be your best friend. Now, I'm sure that each of you, like me in the past, have put other things ahead of Jesus. We've all done that. We've all done that. We've all put other things ahead of Jesus. Sometimes it's been for long periods of time that we've done it. And it's amazing. It's amazing to me how long Jesus is willing to wait for us to come back to him. Just like he waited for Peter here, waiting for Peter to come back to him. It amazes me how long he waits for us to come back to him. Much, much longer than any good friend that you've ever had. Morning, Paul. I'm sure many of you had friends that promised that, boy, they would always be there for you, but they ended up moving away, excuse me, or they ended up taking a different direction in life, and now you're separated. I can remember my wife was best friends with a woman that lived right next door to us. They were inseparable, and my wife makes very few friends, so they were close. And they said they would die together. And then lo and behold, her husband gets a new job, and they have to move to Northern California. And we went there a couple times to visit them, and they came here a couple times. But soon it ended, and now for the years and years now, they have not talked to each other. We don't even know if she's even alive. But boy, they were going to be inseparable. Well, how comforting it is for us to know that Jesus will never leave us. Jesus is that friend of yours that will never, ever leave you. And even if you leave him, he will sit there and wait for you. John 14:16. Listen to this. Jesus said, "I will ask the Father, and he will give you another counselor to be with you forever." Jesus promises that he will be with you forever. And he is. He lives within you. His Spirit is in you. His Holy Spirit is within you. He will be with you forever. He will never, ever leave you. That's why he wants you to make him first, ahead of everything. The people in your life, the things in your life can give you joy and happiness, but just for so long. Jesus gives you much. Your spouse can't save you. Your spouse can't take you to heaven. Your children can't take you to heaven. Your parents can't. Only Jesus can do that. Only Jesus can do that. That's why Jesus wants to be your best friend. Have a great day. God bless you. Tonight is our Bible study, if you choose to join us at 7. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning again at 8 o'clock. Have a great day, y'all.